It's week 6 of the NFL, and we'll see Chris Godwin. He's coming up a nice performance, bringing in a pair of touchdowns. It's the Monarchs and the Shamrocks, next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one between the Dublin Shamrocks and the London Monarchs. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Dubliners, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have...
Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And look at this, right away a loose football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Stroud looks to throw on the first play. He finds Bateman over the middle. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
And Stroud now to throw. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. So, Charles, you look at this offense. So what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0. Then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that run interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. But you look at this defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand. understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
That opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Stroud looking to throw. He'll get this off to Swift. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38.
Goff's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 3 catches, 77 yards.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball was thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball there, break on the football. Don't make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense, everybody wants a piece of that pie.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
London about set to take over on offense.
We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down.
Now Stroud. A slant route caught by Bateman.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 23-yard line.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
But you look at this defense.
Well, they've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
The numbers are definitely not in their favor, but every time I click on the film and watch them, I see stretches where they play against the run really well. Their biggest problem, when they give up those explosive runs, those 30, 40, 50-yard runs, that'll really mess up your averages.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Goff. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. That would have set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down of the sack.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
He's got him in, complete.
Down to the 10.
And all the way in for the touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Shamrocks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Here comes Mr. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, leading out this offense.
He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him?
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred it.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Goff.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
Picked up by Joe Williams.
Down the right sideline.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one, they've made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A shotgun snap for Goff.
This one swung out here to Jones.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll fake it there on the jet sweep, and instead, here's Swift. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Stroud on 3rd down now. And that will be incomplete. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to that one, 1st down.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee you that at least one defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. Dublin's offense now set to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
To throw on 2nd down is gone. And this will be incomplete.
A couple quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. London about set to take over on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's 2nd and 10. Stroud. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. These two teams all tied after one. 2nd quarter now, and it's London with the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Stroud. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Isaiah Rodgers. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Dublin's offense now set to take over. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. After the interception, here's Goff. And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw is on target to Duvernay. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down. Goff now looks to throw. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Touchdown! Quez Watkins, 42 yards. And his guys have taken the lead.
And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. London about set to take over on offense.
And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. And this offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Under pressure, and down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
He'll take it at the 42. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Watkins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 2.
At the 41-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's going to get this inside the 30. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. At the 27-yard line.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out the try run for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Here's Goff. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line.
To throw is Goff.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now it's Goff. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So they bring out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
London about set to take over on offense. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Here's Stroud. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throw left side, he's got Tillman.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action. Stroud now.
And that is incomplete.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a big play there on 3rd down. 43 yards.
And we're pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
The throwing again is Stroud.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's third and long.
This time they stay on the ground. Room here to run. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
That's down the field for Jefferson.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
And able to get this out to the 25. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
At the 24-yard line.
second down, another shot for Jones.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Here now a third down and 8. Now a play fake, and it's gone. And the defense loses him. It's complete. It's a big play there on third down. 53 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A shotgun snap for Goff. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Goff. This short pass into the hands of Njoku.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, here's Goff. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. Give him 23 yards on the pickup. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Jones again. And he's going the wrong way again. He'll lose yardage here back to the 5. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Here's Goff. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Shamrocks take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They make their 2nd half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Stroud. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Stroud looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes Mr. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, leading out this offense.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Jones is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line.
Holding offense.
A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Here's Goff.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Off the option, it's Jones.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That's good for a London first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Once again, it's Swift.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll fake the give. Now Goff.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And on now is the punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And this one's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
Goff now looks to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. London about set to take over on offense. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 22-yard line.
And Stroud now to throw.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Stroud on 3rd down now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
An inside give to Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays. And they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Harvin. Here's Harvin.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. London about set to take over on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Stroud to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First and 10, it's Stroud. And that's out to the flat for Swift.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Again, it's Stroud.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
They'll try and run here with Swift.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
They'll try it now with Swift.
And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And as a result, possession switches hands. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Stroud.
He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And out across midfield down to the 45. 36 yards on the play. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Throwing now is Stroud. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Again on 2nd down, it's Stroud.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Dubliners, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for London, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.